You know who it is, Game Guy Goldie, the one and only, on another episode of Don't Hate the Player, Learn the Game. We got a special guest in the building. My brother right here. You know, ever since I met this man, he's been putting me in position, just being a good individual, man. And everybody that I know that knows him speaks very highly of this man. You know, he's like the godfather or something. You know, he knows everybody and will just connect you like this. That's why I say, listen, yo, net worth is your network, man, because just knowing this man has put me in a lot of positions, in a lot of rooms, and made me a whole lot of money. So welcome my guest, Kellen.
What's up, brother? Man, thank you so much for that intro right there. That was a hell of an intro. But yeah, thank you. So what's up, everyone? My name's Kellen Ness. It's Kellen Ness on all socials. But a little bit how I got started, just, you know, building my network. I've been doing social media for about like 5 years now. And I first started on TikTok. I had about 7.2 million followers on there. I had 1.5 million followers on YouTube, and that was with my ex. I started off doing couples content. I am now separated from her, and it's just me and my son now. I'm also a partner in one of the world's largest OnlyFans talent agencies called Creators Inc. And, you know, we've grown that business to about, you know, we have about 400 clients, 600 employees, and we work with like some of the top artists, celebrities, and influencers in the world, such as like Amber Rose, Suki Hana, Annalie Chapa, and the list goes on and on. But yeah, brother, thank you for having me on the podcast today. I'm super excited to talk about, you know, some real controversial topics.
We gonna get into it, man. You know, you and Creators Inc., man, y'all be doing big things. Y'all throw the best parties, the best events. It's just crazy. Y'all making a whole lot of money over there.
Yeah, man. You've been to a couple.
Man, I've been to a lot of them.
Yeah. So the first one you came to was New York Fashion Week, which was absolutely amazing.
Crazy, life changing.
Shut that shit down. Yeah, that was insane. Well, dude, just even us being out. We were 5-year foreign bowling and doing all sorts of crazy shit.
Man, the event y'all had here in Miami though, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, so honestly, that was the biggest party that I think Art Basel has ever seen. We had 50 Cent, Annalie Chapa, Suki Hana, we had fucking Ray J, we had any big person that was here for Art Basel.
Every major influencer there. Jack Doherty was there, like everybody, and then every local celebrity was there.
Wes Watson, Eric Spofford. I can't even. There was just a million people there.
Y'all do it big. I gotta model my businesses off of that blueprint you got going on. Y'all getting a whole lot of money over there, but y'all doing something different for these OnlyFans women. You making these women millionaires.
That we are, man. That we are. We've created over probably about last year, not this Art Basel, but the year before, we celebrated creating 100 millionaires in a year on OnlyFans.
Damn, 100 millionaires. You know, a lot of people hate on the OnlyFans thing, but to me, it's like, man, you got to work smarter, not harder, and it's still a business. It's still a business, and the way you guys operate, I mean, you got to put a lot of respect on it because you do it in such a meticulous way down to the last detail and run it like a real business to make these women millionaires that they couldn't on their own do it. A lot of women do OnlyFans. Most of them ain't getting no money.
Yeah.
But they come get with you guys and you do all the back end for them. Explain that to them.
And even the front end too. So a lot of people just hate on what they don't understand.
Yeah.
And I look at OnlyFans as a very positive light. You know, these women have an opportunity that have made them life-changing money. You know, I literally get text messages every day from people saying like, you know, I just paid off my parents' home. I bought my dream car, bought my dream home. I paid off, I'm debt-free. I literally had a mom not too long ago that was literally sleeping on the floor in her apartment, could barely afford to have food. Literally first month working with us, she made, it was like 32,000. It's not a lot, but like for her, it was a lot.
30, you saying 32,000 isn't a lot?
Well, just in this space, you know, I have clients making, you know, $1.2 million a month. But for her, she made $32,000. She literally sent me a picture of her whole house fully furnished. She sent me a picture of her fridge fully stocked, called me in tears, crying, thanking me, telling me I saved her life. So when I'm getting text messages and calls like that, that's what I love.
Listen, you can't hate on that. There's a lot of people out here doing a lot worse outside criminality to get some money, and they want to judge these OnlyFans women when they're not forcing anybody to give them money. It's grown adults who want a service and want some entertainment and are willing to pay for it. I mean, but the money that these women are making, it's ridiculous. It got me questioning and contemplating my own life. Like, what have I been doing my whole life? One of the people who's one of the biggest in the space, you guys used to, she used to be under contract with you, Ruby Rose.
Yeah, Ruby Rose. Yeah. So my business partner, Andrew Bachman, he is a genius.
Yeah.
And he literally took that woman from zero to multi-millionaire, like I think in like a year. So
Man.
yeah.
You dudes need to reevaluate what you're doing right now, because these guys are making money. These guys are getting women, taking them, turning them into something. And these dudes out here with these women, these women are dealing with these dudes running their OnlyFans page. They're not making no money. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no back end. They have no system. They don't understand how this actually works. And you're just holding her back, and she's holding herself back dealing with you. You guys need to upgrade. Get with some people who know what they're doing if you want to make millions.
The cool thing about us is that we are, we're a data and analytics company at the end of the day. You know, we have 5 years of data back behind everything that we do. And our systems and back end are just absolutely insane. We're way ahead of the curve, way ahead of any other agency that's out there. And one of the main KPIs, which is, if people don't know what KPI stands for, is key performance indicator, is average fan value. And people don't understand there's a difference between making $5 a fan and being able to make $25 a fan. That's the difference between literally, starving and like breaking the bank.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where we lie.
Yeah.
Is at the $25 mark.
To get more per
That's just
customer.
an example. It's not saying that's how much we make per fan, but a lot of these agencies don't even know how to calculate average fan value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, and these dudes out here just shooting from the hip, doing all this
Guesswork.
randomly, this guesswork. And if you're guessing with your inputs, it's gonna be a guessed output. Y'all are systems. And when I sat down with Andy, the way he walked through everything he was doing, and I didn't even understand everything. I said, oh my goodness, there's not one person in this OnlyFans space that I know that's doing it themselves that even thinks this deep about what they're doing. So the fact that y'all got a whole team, you say you're not even an OnlyFans, you're a digital, what'd you just say?
Data and analytics company.
Data analytics company, to know how to really do what you're doing.
Yeah, it's really crazy at the end of the day. It's like, also I want to talk about something too, is the stigma that these girls need to show more to make more.
Yeah.
Right? I'd say about 60% of our clients, they don't even get naked.
60% of the women that you have on the contract don't even get naked.
Like literally lingerie and like bikini pics.
Lingerie and bikini pics, and they're making all that type of money.
Multiple 6 figures a month.
And it's a lot of women out there who are doing it on their own or with their boyfriends, showing everything
for nothing.
And they're getting nothing.
Yeah, getting shitted on.
That's the definition of game right there. That is the definition of having real game.
Yep. And having someone that understands how to do this shit for real. So think of it like this. If you're a man and you're scrolling through TikTok or Instagram and you come across a woman's page and you're like, wow, I'm going to go to her Instagram and click that link in her bio.
Yeah.
And I'm going to buy, some content from her. And you buy the first piece of content. She sit there with, she's fully naked, like playing with herself. And you see everything right away.
Yeah.
That's it. Men's post-nut clarity is, at least for me, I know that shit is insane. The moment that I come, I'm right back to thinking like a normal human being again. So it's like the same thing for every man. So, they may or may not come buy your content again, but think of it like this. If you're able to, I think what works the best on OnlyFans is implied nudity, where you could say that you're naked. Like say you're laying on the bed, ass out, and I could still put a nice juicy caption, create a psychodrama, say like, for example, like, if the girl, we'll create like a psychodrama, saying like, oh, I just fought with my boyfriend today. I'm laying on the bed naked. I don't know what to do with myself, blah, blah, blah. Buy this picture here. They're going to click, they're going to buy that picture, and her ass is going to be out. She's legit naked, but you ain't seeing nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just her ass.
Man.
And then they're going to be like, damn, like she got me. I really thought I was going to see her naked.
Yeah.
And then they're going to come back, buy again. And then you Another,
you might be giving up too much game right now.
Let me go back.
When Andy was talking to me about the psychodrama and everything, I was like, damn. I was like, y'all thinking on such deep. This is real game, which is real psychology. You know, I mean, so say somebody wants to sign up with you. They say, man, I've been doing this on my own. I've been showing a bunch and I'm getting nothing. I'm with my boyfriend. He's running my pages, but we not really making that.
Yep.
What would they have to do to get set up with you?
So first, what we do is we do a deep dive with them on their OnlyFans. Like we won't just take on anyone. You have to be making like at least like $10,000-$15,000 to even like
already
be able to
on
work
OnlyFans.
with. Yeah, to be able to work with us.
Okay.
Just because it's very expensive, because you get your own dedicated team when you work with us.
They get their own dedicated
right. They're gonna
team.
feel like they are our only client.
Man, you about to knock a whole bunch of these OnlyFans women from their boyfriend once they see this.
Yeah. Well, shit. I would love to work with y'all, and we'll definitely make you some money.
So you give them their own team.
Their own team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what we do before we do anything is I sit you down with our COO. Her name's Kayla. She's absolutely amazing. Genius when it comes to understanding OnlyFans and how to run pages. So you're going to sit down with her. She's going to do a full, complete 360 audit with your page, from your content to how much traffic you're getting, and she just takes a peek at all the data and analytics. I'm not going to go too deep into that. But first, you start off with that, and we see if it's even a good fit, because the last thing we want to do is sign you to our agency, and we can't make you more money after the fees that we take. So,
man,
yeah.
I'm sold. I'm sold. The way you talking, I'm sold. I'm about to call my girlfriend up right now. I'm about to tell her, hey, man, you going to get Kelly. Oh, okay, so for the dudes out here, right, you know, they're not going to have the knowledge that you guys have. They're not going to have the team. They're not going to be able to get the understanding that you guys have to get to the level that you're at. Can they still get in on this somehow by maybe bringing you women?
Oh, yeah, of course. So we have a great referral program over here at Creators Inc. If you're interested in that, just DM me. It's just at Kellen Ness, and I'll do like a deep dive into that. You can make literally residual income by bringing me clients. Like
residual income.
Residual income, yeah.
If y'all don't know what that is.
And you'll get a signing bonus for everyone that you bring me as well. But remember, they're going to be making at least like $10,000, $15,000 a month and be consistent on their socials. That's the most important thing. It's content, and context.
You can literally, hey, man, you're never going to be able to have the knowledge of this space, the data, the understanding, the team, the money to put this together. So if you got a woman that you're dealing with, you might as well hand her over to this so you can get a piece of a watermelon is better than a whole nut. I don't know what the saying is, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100% of a grape or 50% of a watermelon.
Yeah, exactly. So even to you dudes out here, man, if you just, you know, you good with women, you know, and y'all been thinking about trying to do this and do that, trust me, don't do it. Do something legal. Hey, man. Get that woman, turn her over to Kellen, and then be able to get residuals without even having to deal with it. Let him do all the heavy lifting. You could get 100 girls, send 100 girls to Kellen, and be getting a percentage of each one of them every month, and still have your freedom, still have your peace of mind. I'm telling you, he's giving up the game right now.
Free game.
Free game. Hold on.
Free game.
Listen. Let's switch gears a little bit.
Yeah,
Man. Let's dig into the mind of, you know, OnlyFans models, strippers, dancers, prostitutes, man. Because we're out here in Miami. How you been loving Miami since you've been here?
Man, the dynamic of women and people out here is insane.
In what way?
I just like the other night I was at the spot Sugar, and I was just, you know, I'm over here kicking game, I'm talking shit, I'm over here just, you know, popping my shit, talking to women, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, let's go to dinner. She's like, oh, that's gonna be $1,200, papi. I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. No, I'm straight. I'll never pay for pussy. You feel me? So, you know, off to the next one. And I'm like, oh, you know, what's up? Let's go to the beach. You know, that's gonna be $900 if you want me to put my toes in the sand, papi. I'm like, what the fuck is going on out here? It's
man, like $1,200 just to accompany you to a club, $900 to go to the beach.
Wow.
They have no shame, but somebody's paying it. These women aren't out here saying it for no reason. Somebody's going for it.
Someone is going for it. You know, I know a lot of girls that out here that have dudes that are just, you know, give them $30,000, $40,000. My homegirl, she just got a Corvette out of a dude.
Big game around here.
Yeah, my other homegirl just got a, you know, AP skeleton, couple $100,000 watch.
Big game. Let's jump into that, because this is kind of your space too, right?
Yeah.
You see it from the inside out.
Yep.
It's levels to everything.
100%.
And I would say a woman getting a skeleton AP, getting a Corvette from a dude, hey man, she's doing her thing. She's doing it on a high level. most people could, just like with your OnlyFans and the women in on your OnlyFans, right? That's a high level. Most people ain't making $1 million a month, hundreds of thousands a month. What is the difference? And we're gonna go to OnlyFans next, but what's the difference that you see with these women who are getting the cars from the men, $30,000 a month from a man, versus the women out here running around giving this man everything of her body, and she's only getting maybe her $2,500 rent paid, car note paid for $1,000. What's the difference?
I think it's mindset.
Yeah.
I think women that see their value, and especially like really beautiful women, they know it's just like sending out the DMs.
Yeah.
It's like if you give up everything, that man's not gonna want you again. The post nut clarity, boom. You know what I'm saying? But if you hold out and you play your cards right, and you just, you do the cat and mouse type of deal, I think that's the best way to get money out of a man is don't give it up. Like, if you really want to make some money and I don't think you need to show anything or give anything to really make money. A lot of the girls that I know that make the most amount of money, they don't even fuck these dudes. These dudes just really want someone to talk to, really want you to like have a beautiful woman out with them at dinner. They want them to roll around with them to places, take them on vacations. And it's crazy because, like I said, some of the girls that I know that really are just getting a bag out of people, they ain't doing shit.
Hey, listen, it's a saying in the game, man. Selling pussy is the lowest level of the game. You can only sell pussy for a certain amount of money, but you could sell experience. You could sell her femininity. You could sell those butterflies she putting in his stomach for an infinite amount of money because he can't go and buy that off the shelf. You can't buy that feeling, which makes it priceless, and you can put your price on it. You can only put a certain price on pussy, And a lot of these women in Miami, though, don't get it twisted. Don't come to Miami thinking you're going to find a dude to give you $30,000. It is competition out here. It's a different level. I've been all around the world. All around the country. I would say Miami has some of the most beautiful women because women here are top tier. Their bodies is right. They got the best surgeries that might not even look like they got surgery. They know how to carry themselves. They everything is on point. So you really got competition here. So don't think you just gonna come out here and with a little bit of game, you're gonna get $30,000 from a dude. You have to be looking the part. And most of y'all don't look the part.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It all boils down to, perception. Perception is reality.
Yeah.
So it's however you paint that picture. You could literally be living in a box, but however you paint your picture of yourself online, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then it's a lot of very attractive women that are coming from other countries. She might could have got the $30,000 out this dude, but she's willing to sell it for $300 because that's what they do back in her country. So she is not going to get as much as the other women, like he said, who understand her value and understand what she could really get. So, I mean, it goes deep. But you got some questions. We just gonna go back and forth on some questions. Hold on.
Yeah. Don't hate the player, learn the game.
Don't
Shotty.
hate the player, learn the game, and we gonna give them some game today, man. You got some questions that people wanted to know.
That we do. Let me pull out my handy dandy phone, guys. I got some really good questions because Goldie has some of the best insight. Honestly, everyone's baby mother either loves or hates this guy.
Oh, most of them hate me.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie.
Listen.
Every single one of my friends' baby mothers, they're like, "Oh, Kels knows that guy Goldie."
Listen, I was in the gym one time and my dude was working out and he was like, yeah, my girl hates you. She's right there. And, I was walking in a booby trap one day. I'm walking in, somebody walking out. Dude stopped. He like, hey, my girl hates you. She's right here. I'm like, why you do that to me like that? Look, matter of fact, we was talking about the bowling alley. Last time I went to the bowling alley a couple weeks ago, I was literally sitting in there and this girl, she was like, are you Goldie? And the way she said it, I'm like, I don't know, who wants to know? She was like, my ex keeps sending me your videos. So, dudes use me as they talking points, but things that they don't want to tell their women. So it is what it is. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, because it's real shit. And a lot of these women, they don't want to hear it.
Yeah, so it's easier for them to have me say it than for them to say it. So,
yeah, no, because if they say it, they're going to get punched in the mouth.
Come on.
They're going to get put out.
Yeah,
And as a man, you don't get put out of your own house.
Hey,
that's
man,
crazy.
Everybody crazy. Sleeping on the couch in your own house?
Not me. Could never be me. All right, I got some good questions for you. Let me see. I like this one right here. Are men still expected to be providers in 2025, or has the pressure shifted with more women making more money online than them?
Man, I think it depends on who you ask. Some women, they expect a man to be a provider, and just because a woman got some money, They still, I literally just had 2 different women on my podcast. They millionaires. They still feel like if they get with a dude, the dude needs to provide. So in the woman's mind, it don't matter. And I say it to say this, right? Women aren't really dealing with dudes they really like. When a woman really likes you, she sees equal value in you and her to the table. If a woman feels like you need to contribute and bring all this money to the table, well, then who you are as a person, she doesn't think is valuable enough as her. So therefore, we need an equal exchange, and me and you is not an equal exchange, so I need some more. Most of these dudes have never been with a woman who really like them for real. Love they dirty draws, want to be around them. Because if that was the case, it wouldn't matter. She would be like, I'll go half, I won't go half. It's whatever you want to do. I just want to be with you. So I feel like if a woman is expecting that from you, well, she don't really like you. That's how I feel.
She don't got respect.
She don't like you enough.
And she's not gonna, if you're trying to lead as a man as well, and that's how she's treating you. Number one, she's not gonna take any financial advice from you because she already looks down, lesser of you. And then number two, she's gonna treat you like a dog, like you're her pet.
Everything must be earned.
Yeah.
Everything must be. What happens to a spoiled child? You give them this, you give them that, you give them this, you give them that. They turn into shitty individuals. Everything must be earned. You're actually setting up. You're actually ruining a woman by giving her things without her doing things to earn them.
1000%.
Because then she doesn't know what the right stimuli is to do the right thing. Well, if I get a bag just because it's a Tuesday, well then I cussed him out today. He still had sex with me. So then I don't know what not to do. You have to, when she does something wrong, it has to be non-violently something that gets removed. Your presence, your time, your energy, yo, whatever, if you spending some money. If she does something good, now she gets your time, your energy. Maybe she gets a gift. Maybe she gets some
Facts.
money. But if you're just doing anything, then you're sending mixed signals and you can't even get the desired result out of her because she don't even know what to give you.
Nothing.
I feel like ain't no woman coming to me talking about I got to provide nothing. I am the prize, baby. Just being around me, my energy, my aura, my game, my wisdom, my knowledge, that should be enough for you. And if you need something on top of that for me to fuck with you or for you to fuck with me, then just don't fuck with me, right? If I'm gonna pay, let's just call it what it is. And if I'm gonna pay for it, I'm gonna go pay somebody else. I ain't gonna pay you. You know, these regular women want, if I'm gonna pay for something that I feel like is above my league, well then let me go get me one of these superstar women. I'll pay for that. I ain't gonna pay for no regular woman that's on the same level as me.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things that you taught me is the way you start is the way you finish.
How you start is how you finish.
That's the most important thing that these men need to hear. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, please?
Man, you caught her by leading with the bag, taking her on trips, paying for this, paying for that.
Fronting a lifestyle.
So she fell in love with your hand. Do you know how many dudes I know? Well, I met him. Okay, my girl, she introduced me to her friend group, and it's a new dude in the picture. He just got with this girl. He's taking her to the club. He's taking her on trips. He's paying for the dinners for all her and all of her friends. They going to the club every day. All of these 5-star dinners every day. In a year, some change later, he fall off or whatever the case may be. He's not having it like he used to.
She out.
She's gone.
Like nothing ever happened.
Like nothing ever happened. He bought a Rolex, this, that, and the third. And I'm just thinking, like, you didn't realize she didn't like you? How could you ever know? You were doing all of these things because deep down inside, you know she wasn't going to fuck with you if you didn't, because she didn't like you. So you felt you had to overcompensate, and that's fine, but don't dilute yourself into thinking it's something that it's not. If you want to wine and dine these beautiful, beautiful women, do it. But understand what you're doing. Understand she likes what you're providing. She don't like you. Don't ever get it confused. And if you start one way, you're going to have to keep it up because she's going to fall. She could have liked you. But if you always leading with your hand, she's going to fall in love with your hand. And then when you take the hand away, she's going to be like, whoa, what happened? So if I'm from the gate, nah, baby, you want to come see me? I don't want to go to Roof Chris. Yeah. No, I don't want to go on a vacation. No, let's go to the park. Let's go to the gym. Let's go do this. If you want to do those things with me, then you like me. If you don't want to do those things with me and you need to be entertained, then I'm setting a pace I don't want to keep. You know, and it's almost disingenuous to the woman.
It is.
She comes into this life and you whining and dining, you spending your last acting like you got it like that. She's buying into the lifestyle that you're saying that you have, but you don't really have it. You're just trying to impress her.
Exactly.
It's almost like lying to the woman. Then you no longer have it and then realize, oh, well, she was just in it for the money. Well, that's what you led with. What else she gonna want? If you felt like it was something more valuable about yourself, you'd have led with that. I lead with my game. I lead with my personality. I lead with who I am, my style. I think I'm the flyest dude around.
No
right?
doubt.
That's what I think.
Exactly.
And so I lead with those things. These dudes don't feel like that. They feel like their money is everything. Man, I meet these dudes. They do the shit to me, and I'm like, nigga, do you think I'm a hoe? You come up to me like, oh, hey, man, I got this. You
I don't
know I'm
give a
with
fuck.
so-and-so. I'll be like, you think I'm trying to fuck you or something? What does that mean to me? But this is their whole identity is what they have because they haven't worked on themselves. But I went off on a tangent. But
No, it's good. I want to elaborate on that because same thing happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
People slide into my DMs every day trying to work with me, trying to say they got this and that. It's like, bro, I'm not a bitch. Like you trying to, exactly.
Right.
Like you trying to, like, I don't give a fuck about what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to make some money? Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, man, that shit be crazy. To me. Crazy, dude.
But look. I want to talk about what you talked about, though, for these men and for the women.
Yeah.
What's a good test for these women?
Oh, man, I got some tests.
What's a good test for these women to see if these men are just fronting a lifestyle?
If the men are fronting a lifestyle.
I want to give some game to the women because a lot of people shit on women constantly on social media, whether it's like that fresh and fit shit where they just try. I'm not saying they do whatever. I'm just saying, like, let's give these women some game so that way they could, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so for a woman to know if a man don't really got money like that?
Nah, not even that. Like, just fronting a lifestyle. Because I swear these men for the first 3 months, like you said, they put up a front.
They do.
Just to try to get some pussy. And as a man, quit trying to fuck these girls on the first night all the time. Like, if you really like her, if you just trying to fuck, you know, go to the club, go do your thing. But if you really like this woman, quit trying to stick your dick in her every 5 fucking seconds.
Man,
you know
listen. So you want to know what's a way that a woman could vet a man?
Yeah, to see if he's really there for her and see if he's really going to hold shit down. And then vice versa.
Oh,
should we talk about the men first or women first?
I'm going to give it to him.
Please.
I kind of feel like I'm giving up the game. I'm going to give it up, though. Like, it's really simple.
This is viral shit.
It's really simple. If a woman wants to know if a man is really there for her and not just for sex, it's the old age rule, man. Don't give that man any sex for 30 to 60 to 90 days. I mean, you can't, it's foolproof. If I'm really interested in a woman for real, and I find value in her personality, I find value in her network, I find value in the person she could possibly be to the kids, my future kids, and in my family. If I really see her of value, then I'm not going to care if I get the pussy because she's so valuable to me. You understand me? But women are not going to do that because most women are not that valuable. And deep down inside, they'll find out real quick this dude is going to stop talking to him. Flip side, same with dudes. Very easy to tell if a woman likes you or is there for the money. Don't buy her anything. Take her out to any extravagant meals, dinners, anything for 30 to 90 days. Most dudes won't do it. Why? Because they'll find out real quick most women don't really like you. It's really simple, but people won't do it because deep down inside, you're not going to have many options.
Yeah, and if a woman really likes you, she will go out of her way to make sure she's texting you, to make sure she's calling you, to make she'll pay for dinner every once in a while.
Yeah, she won't mind. Listen, she just don't like you like that. And you can say, no, it's because it's in her neck. I tell women all the time, hey, check this out. Just like these dudes, you've never met a dude you really liked before.
Exactly.
Or you've never been able, like a lot of women. Yeah. It's a lot of dudes that you like. You just never been able to be with the one that you actually like.
Exactly.
You know? So, because when a woman really likes a man, she'll do anything for him. When a man really likes a woman, it's the same way. But a lot of women have not been able to get the man that they really like to like them back. So they have to deal with a dude that they don't really like. So to compensate for the fact she doesn't really like him, he has to give me these things or it's not worth it to him.
Not worth it, yeah.
So, I'm glad. I like that question. If a woman wants to know if a man really likes her or not, or just want to have sex with her, don't get that man sex for 30 to 60 to 90 days. Yeah. And it's not foolproof, but 99.9%, you're going to find out real quick. You can't dispute that fact to me. You can't dispute that fact to me.
No, definitely not.
If I'm really interested in, let's just say Beyonce, do you think, or any celebrity woman who's got tremendous value, do you think a man is going to be like, oh, I'm done fucking with her in 30 days if she don't give me pussy? No, why? Because she has so much value in their eyes.
Exactly.
You know, but most women will find out that they're really only good for that. And most men only see them for that because, let's be honest, a lot of women, they've gone their entire lives being praised for their looks.
That's what they lead with.
That's all they've spent their time on. So therefore, they're deficient in these other areas. So they lead with this because this is all they worked on. So that's all that they're really good for. They don't even know how to display their other characteristics because they don't even know what other characteristics men want.
Yeah, because they've had it so easy, literally just leading with that BBL. The lips, the tits, the teeth, the hair extensions, everything.
Man, it's a curse. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, if I had a daughter, I would always teach her. I would always teach her to value herself and build
Self-love.
Yeah, build yourself up in all of these areas. Don't ever just lean, just like a dude lean on his money. These women lean on her sexuality. So
Exactly.
whatever you lean on, you're gonna get weak in other areas.
Yep.
And women become weak in other areas.
That's why they have a deficiency. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why they have a deficiency. Thus, the reason most men only see a woman of value is to fuck her. Because it's like, well, what else is she? Let's really break that down. When you really think about it. Think of the average woman. What does she bring to the table? And I ask women this all the time. Oh, my femininity, my energy. What do you bring to the table that for a man that he really, really needs you for?
Yeah, I had some woman tell me the other day, like, you know, I just want to be like a housewife and hold it down, and you know, I'm a clean, I'm gonna cook, I will pay for that shit 10 times out of. I don't want you doing that. Me as a man, as a provider, I want you next to me, helping me get to where I need to be.
First of all, as entrepreneurs, we understand you're not supposed to do tasks that cost less than how much you get paid an hour.
Exactly.
So unless you get paid $15, $20 an hour, your woman shouldn't be doing the cleaning and the cooking unless it's just like something she wants to do or the maid can't come in. It's not worth her time.
Fuck no.
And I want to teach my woman, if I'm a value, you're a value. That I had to tell the chick the other day, that's beneath you. Call Tad. You talk. First of all, don't disrespect me and ask me to put some shit together.
No.
I'm not going to do it.
No.
That's beneath my pay grade. And baby, that's beneath yours too. Here, I'm going to show you this site. Get on TaskRabbit and get somebody to do it. Your mind should be thinking on bigger things. But
Exactly.
even just that right there, that type of game and wisdom I'm going to give a woman is why I feel like I'm valuable. But yeah.
1000%.
But I feel you on that. Like, I'm not tripping off you cooking and cleaning. I get meal preps. I have a maid. I would rather them do that and us enjoying our time together.
Exactly.
So if you can't cook, if you can't clean, what do you bring to? And let's just say you do cook and you clean. So we're talking about minimum wage tasks. That's what you're saying you're bringing to the table?
Yeah.
Minimum wage tasks that cost a couple $100s a week. That's almost worthless. So if we are putting a price on it, it's a very low price.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you're gonna leave with pussy too, that's still a very low price because you can go down to Tootsie's and you can go fuck for $500 and not have to worry about a damn thing and get right back to work.
And they probably look better than you, not because just in a sense of they got everything done and they really put a lot of emphasis on their look. So of course they're gonna look better than you because that's what
how they make their
is.
money.
Exactly. So man, see when you break it down like that, I mean these women are just so delusional. They believe they are so. Now I get it. Everybody is inherently valuable, but we got to start putting a pin on some shit. Though.
Something.
We got to start putting. And then for all you women who are so valuable, I'll prove that you're not as valuable as you think, right? Because if there was gold or diamonds on the street, how long would it be there? It wouldn't be there long because it's so valuable. Everybody would try to take it. So you're telling me you're this valuable. Never been married, never been proposed to. You don't even have a consistent boyfriend. So you're so valuable, but nobody wants you. I don't think so. I don't think
make any
that's
sense to me.
Yeah.
There's no way you're, in your 30s and not married yet. If that's the case.
A woman got mad at me when I said this the other day. I said, men are lovable, women are sexable. It's plenty of women who love me, who want to be with me, who want to be my woman, who want to be around me every day. You know what I'm saying? It's not that many women who have many men who want more than just sex from them, who actually, I want you to be my, okay, I'm not talking about just gross, disgusting news. I'm talking about regular, attractive dudes on their job that actually want to be with these women. It's always the trick or the old dude or the weirdos. These women are not finding an abundance of men on their job in that top category wanting to be with them. They just want to have sex with them.
That's it. Because everything's led with lust.
That's
You'll start
fact.
leading with value.
These women, I don't even think these women know what value is. They think that the most valuable thing about them is sex to a man. They don't really know what a man values besides sex. So let me ask you, as a man, besides sex, what do you value for? Because so we not just talking shit. Let's tell them what we value as men besides sex.
Something. I don't ask women out to dinner anymore. I ask them to come to church with me.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. You know what I ask women to do now? Come to the gym with me.
Come to the gym with me.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
because we're working on ourselves. Like I'm just getting back in the gym, but spirituality is real big to me. So if you're willing to come to church with me, maybe I'll take you to lunch after. spend some quality time.
I like that. I like that because you
come to church with me. That's like if I'm really interested and I want to get to know you, I want to see what you're all about. I'm not going to ask you to dinner. Everyone's else already asking you to dinner. You probably already had 5 dinners this fucking week. Yeah. And so I'm going to ask you to come to church with me.
That's because right now it seems like you're if you're getting with a woman, you're being intentional about it. You don't want to waste time with something.
I can't waste time. So look, and that's the thing with me is like I'm so intentional with everything that I'm doing right now. Yeah. Is me personally, I do want a family. Yeah. So if I'm hanging out with a woman, first off, it's taken away from me being a father. Right. Second, it's taken away from my job. Yeah. So if I'm giving you any sorts of my time, in my eyes, that's the most valuable thing that I could give you. And people are dumb. Preach. Some woman was like, well, what are you talking about? Like, you could give me a house, you can give me a car. I'm like, no, I'm giving you my motherfucking time. Man. And I can't get that back. Man, and for you to dilute that and make it seem like that's nothing, okay, cool, you ain't for me, no big deal. Listen. I just need someone that's going to understand and have the emotional intelligence and just the IQ to understand that. Yeah. My time is the most valuable thing to me.
And you got to recognize that before she will. Because if you just giving your time up willy-nilly, every time she call, every time she want to do something, you make time for it, you're telling her that your time is not valuable, that you don't value your time. So you got to value your time. Man, I love that because that's all I talk about is valuing yourself. And I value my time. I value my energy. You can't get it from me. I'm not even in a place where a woman could pay me for it because I understand when she pays me for it, that money is still not worth my time and my energy because my time and my energy is my life. I wasted a decade of my life
working on yourself,
exchanging my time and my energy for money that I thought was worth it till I came to the conclusion that my life is worth way more than just some money. What could I have been doing in those 10 years pouring into myself, trying to become a better individual in all of these ways? Even the money I could have made pouring into my own self, it could be infinite. So to devalue your time is the thing that most of these dudes do. And these women do it too. I was just talking to these women. They're saying, oh, well, he's going to pay for the meal. And reciprocating to that is me being there. But he's there too. Women do not value the man's time the same way she values hers. But the fact that you're making it clear and you have to stand on it. You have to stand on it.
And even a question that I ask these girls, I'm like, what's your purpose in life?
They don't know.
They try to give me some, there's no wrong answer, but they just need to understand that their purpose in life is to create if it's man or woman that they admire in all ways, and then be able to give that person back to the world each and every single day.
That's a fact, man. Listen, and this is why we are so valuable that a woman should damn near pay us to fuck with us because we're like a in-house mentor, Tony Robbins. What the fuck would you be able to do with your? And I do this. Any woman that fucks with me, no matter how long, they will not tell you that their life is not better in so many ways.
So many ways.
Their mindset.
Financially,
they'll call me later, talk about, oh, my friend called me and I was able to tell her the things that you've been telling me. I will elevate a woman mentally, spiritually, mindset, body, soul, everything.
Etiquette.
And I understand the value of that. So you're not just going to come over here and be expecting me to do this and that. It's a privilege for you to be here. And I feel like that about myself. And I'm only dealing with a woman who sees value in that. I say it all the time, right? If you go to the gym, you'll value somebody who you see with muscles and 6% body fat, right? If you don't go to the gym, you'll look at somebody like that and say, oh, he works out too much. He got body dysmorphia. He's probably on steroids. Why? Because you haven't done the work. Somebody who's done the work and been in the gym can appreciate it more because you know what he had to do to get it. So I'm only looking for a woman who at least has an inclining of some of the qualities I have so she understands, respects it, and values it.
Bare minimum. Just someone asked me the other day if I would date a woman with children. Yeah. I did a whole thing on my Instagram story.
I need to know. I need to know what you said.
And I said they would have to bring something to the table, like just a bare minimum foundation, just a little bit of a savings, decent credit score, maybe have a business. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to call people like a charity case or anything like that. I just need you to bring something to the table because I'm not trying to be Bob the Builder. Like, I'm here, at least meet me halfway so we have something to build off of. And
You put it very polite, man. This ain't a charity house. I'm not a charity case. I'm not taking a bum off the street. It's not my job. It's not my responsibility. It was a time where I felt pride in that. And now I realize with my wisdom, the folly that I thought. I thought myself of something building these women up.
Yeah.
When you realize how your time and your energy, you don't find ducks and teach them to fly. You find eagles and teach them to fly in formation. And when you really have value, you attract on that level. You don't go finding and looking in the slums to clean somebody up. That's a deficiency within yourself to feel value in you doing that. Now, anybody gets around me, I'm going to add to their life. But I'm no longer looking for women who have this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Because this is what I've found in life. And, I hate to say it sometimes, but, I used to drive by bums and things of that nature when I was younger, and I would feel bad. I've lived enough life at this point to realize everybody in life, the universe don't miss. Wherever you are, you're supposed to be for the actions and the lessons that you need to learn. So if that woman is in the gutter, she needs to be there. And if I try to reach her out and bring her out the gutter,
crabs in a bucket.
And if I try to block her universal karma that she needs the retribution from for the actions that she had, then I'm going to receive her karma because she's not getting it.
She needs to understand this. I have it tattooed on my face. It's amor fati. It means love of fate. And what it means is seeing suffering and loss as necessary for life. You see it as growth.
Hey, man, listen, some of my darkest times made me who I am. If there was somebody there to pull me out of those situations, I would have never developed the character. I never would have stopped and focused. I would have never stopped my life and tried to put the pieces in the right way. So it's like when you're trying to help these women, you're not righteous. You're not doing the righteous thing. The righteous thing is like you would let your children do. You got to let your children become strong themselves. Otherwise, you're going to make them weak by always helping them. And that's society when you look at most women. They have been helped more by their parents, more by men, so therefore they never had to become strong themselves. And what happens when you don't become strong yourself? They're mentally weak.
And they've never been told the truth their whole life.
Oh my goodness.
Literally have never been told the truth their whole life. Every man will tell this woman exactly what she wants to hear because he thinks he's going to get some pussy.
And man, listen, and
that creates this fallacy for them and this augmented reality because they just think everything they do is just okay.
Now I'm an asshole because I'm the one telling the truth. Now everybody look at me, oh, he's such an asshole. I'm saying the truth. They just lying.
That's why everyone's gonna be triggered watching this.
They just lying. I'm the one telling the truth. I be like this. Like I tell a woman all the time, like I'm gonna do what I want to do. You want to fuck with me, you fuck with me. I fuck with who I want to fuck with. If you can't get with that, you can't fuck with me. And it is what it is. You could accept it or not accept it. You're mad at me. Oh, how dare you? That's not fair. Don't gotta be fair. This is my kingdom. These are my rules. You can accept it and be here. You cannot. You're mad at me at something, but everybody, almost every dude that I know in a relationship is living how I'm living too. They're just not going to tell you. So you would rather a dude lie to you about it. But when I say what's really going on, which 90% of dudes is having other women anyway, you're mad at me at the truth because everybody else is lying.
The utmost respect for what we have to say to you.
Yeah. Listen, I told a woman earlier today, we did a video and we was looking at it. She was like, I think I'm looking a little chubby. I was like, yeah, you could lose about 10 pounds. She was like, oh, you would say that? Well, do you want me to lie to you? You could, and you would look a lot more attractive, but you look nice now. But yeah, you could lose 10 pounds and it would look good. Nobody has ever told her that. And if somebody did, it's so many women walking around, they look ridiculous, crazy.
Ass. Looking like they have
and
six
nobody will tell.
Man,
I had this chick the other day, she got her lips done. It wasn't looking good. I'm like, they fucked you up. And she was like, I knew it. All of my friends, I said, your friends are telling you it looks good.
Those aren't your friends. It's just like if you got a booger in your nose and you're sitting there and you're sitting around with all your best friends and no one tells you got a fucking booger in your nose, that is not your fucking friend.
Yeah, So I mean, it's just so many layers to this thing with these women, man. But come on, let's get some more questions for these women.
Okay. Hold on. I got another one right here.
Man, we went deep. We went deep on some topics.
We went really deep.
And while you looking for the question, I don't think I even answered what I value in a woman. What I value in a woman besides sex, I value a woman who is an intellectual because then she can bounce ideas off of me. I like an entrepreneurial woman because I'm an entrepreneur. I do not like the type of women who I have to hold their hand for everything. right? I'm only as strong as my weakest link. I do not like women who are incompetent. I need to be able to give you a task, a simple task, and you can do it. I don't want a woman who has to call me when she goes to get her tire changed. Right. I'm a grown man and I expect every woman to be with me to be a grown woman. I'm not looking for children. I'm not looking for dependents. So one of the most important things when it comes to me and a woman is the woman has to be a grown adult and act like a grown, capable adult. Otherwise, it's taking my life down. A lot of people, they want a damsel in distress. I don't. I want a partner because I understand the power when you have a strong minded woman, intellectual woman, capable on her own, what that does when we come together. Not to mention, what type of woman do I want to raise my children? A weak damsel in distress who can't even go and get her tire changed without having to call somebody or break down? No, I like strong women, and that don't mean combative. That just means strong.
And something we also didn't answer too is like, dating a woman with a child.
Yeah. We could go on that. Yeah.
That's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
That's taken away from, raising your own child.
That is.
And
it's a lot of variables that can go
horribly wrong. Whether it's like, how's the relationship with the co-parent? Like how's that child been raised? Like what age is the child?
And just like with anything, most women always have an ex that could always get her back if you really wanted her. When it's the baby daddy, this same type of way. And I would say this, right? It's just like the woman. The woman comes to a dude that she don't really like or something like that. He got to come with some fun. So if I'm going to deal with a single mother, she has to have other qualities, like you were saying, that compensate for that. A lot of different qualities that can overcompensate for that if I'm really going to take it serious. I mean, and I'm biased, though, because I came up in where, I was raised by my stepfather. So I'm biased in this. But if I wasn't raised by a stepfather who actually did a lot for me, I probably would be like, I wouldn't even play with it.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why do women hate nice guys?
Why do women hate nice guys? I would say this. Women, I wouldn't say hate nice guys. They don't respect nice guys.
Yeah, why do women not respect nice guys and friend zone them?
Simple. Women don't respect nice guys because people only respect people who respect themselves. And when you're nice, you're putting other people's needs before yours. So therefore, you don't respect yourself. So the woman doesn't respect you. What is a quote unquote nice guy? It's a guy who doesn't respect himself because he puts the woman first, which means you don't respect yourself. I'm not putting a woman first, right? We're equals in this situation. I'm going to give you the same respect that I give myself, but you're not going before me. Let me give you an example. I was at a concert once, long time ago, and it was no seats left. It was like a little thing you could sit on. I sat on it. And it was these women who came up to me and they was like, "Oh, my girl, her feet really hurt. Can she sit there?" I said, "No, she can't." They damn near wanted to fight me. They felt like they were more valuable than me.
Yeah.
In society, men have been tricked into making let me open your door. Let me throw my jacket over this puddle of water. That signifies lack of respect you have for yourself because you're putting somebody else before you. And if you don't respect yourself, why would the woman respect you? Being nice most of the time is you not saying what you should say. You putting people in front of you. You repressing how you really feel about things. You're showing non-respectable behavior. So if you're being quote unquote nice, you're not respecting yourself, and nobody respects people who don't respect themselves. But that asshole, quote unquote asshole, I'm an asshole because I stand up for myself, because I put myself first, because I respect myself, because I'm not going to let you talk to me any way that you want to. So I show respect for myself, so you respect me. You may call me an asshole, but you're not going to disrespect me. Why? Because you're showing me the level of respect that I have for myself, because I have boundaries. That's what I would say.
I feel it.
What do you think?
No. I agree 110%. And then I got another question for you too. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about why it's so important to have a personal brand in 2025 and the power of that and what it's been able to do for you. Because, so I want to elaborate on how me and Goldie met. We were both in Wes Watson's program and we were both from Sacramento and we just vibed, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And me and Goldie were both trying to figure this shit out, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
It's about, 3 years now that we've known each other.
Yeah.
And now, he's doing multiple 6 figures a month selling digital products. The power in that, and the power of understanding content and how to do that is absolutely insane.
Changed my life. This shit is like a lottery. I never even thought in my wildest dreams I'd be doing shit like this. It wasn't even a thought. It wasn't a thought. it wasn't something I ever dreamed about. It wasn't something, well, I might do that. It wasn't even something I even saw. So the fact that I'm even doing it, it's almost like, it's like a God blessing that I be feeling sometimes to the life I was living. But in this day and age, if you don't have a personal brand, you're going to get left behind. It's going to come to a point where every business, every person is going to have a personal brand if you want to be successful. So you better jump on now, because you can build a business, right? You can have a successful business. And if you want to transition and do something different, then you got to start from the bottom. If you have a business and you have a personal brand, you can literally start a new business tomorrow, and everybody who knows you, all your credibility, all of your followers, they're immediately going to make that business successful. You can, just like Kim Kardashian, man, she come out with a bottle of water tomorrow, she can make $1 million. Why? The power of a personal brand, the reach that you have, the influence that you have. You want to be able to brand yourself so you can make money doing anything, and that's why you need to build a personal brand. If you don't have better to need it and not have it than have it and not need it. You need to start now.
Exactly.
1,000 true fans. Read the book. All you need is 1,000 true fans who really rock with you for real to make $1 million a year. You don't need a bunch of followers, but to not have a personal brand is to say you don't see value in yourself. Whatever you're doing right now, you could not even be selling something. Just who you are, the lifestyle that you live. It's enough people out in the world that will say, I love everything about them. Yep. Right. And all you got to do is get online to find those people. And once you find those people, you learn how to monetize it.
All you need is one video to change your life.
Yeah.
And every time you post, it's like a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
I want you to understand that. I have people ask me every day if they could work with me. And the thing is when posting on social media, like, you need to be consistent. And literally, like, when you hire me and Goldie to be able to work with us, you're literally just paying us to hold yourself accountable.
Man, that's
you
the
can go
biggest
learn
thing.
all this fucking bullshit yourself.
You're not going to do it.
You're not going to do it. Not until you pay us.
Listen, yeah, and that's big too, because when I first got into this, if I didn't see somebody successful in the space making millions of dollars that I can talk to on a regular basis, when the doubts creep in, which they will, when the uncertainty creeps in, which it will, to say, nope, just keep going. Nope, just do more. Nope, you're just not doing enough. Then I would have stopped. I got a guy in my program right now. He was in sales. He moved from Texas to New York, dropped everything, got a sales job. He's calling me like, man, I ain't making no sales. I'm probably just going to go get a regular job. And I was there to tell him, see, that's your fear kicking in.
Yep.
Do every night when you go home, do you practice that sales script for 3 hours? He said, no. Well, then you're not doing enough.
How bad do you fucking want it?
So then you're not doing. He said, oh, well, everybody else is getting. I said, and then you must just be more deficient. So you got to put in more time. You don't complain about people being better than you. You have to just put in more work. Next week, he calls me. I just made the most money anybody did today at my sales job. Why? Because I was there to stop him from his own thoughts that are going to creep in to try to deter you from doing whatever you're going to do. You need somebody to hold yourself accountable until you develop the habits to hold yourself accountable. You've never been accountable to yourself in anything in life. The only reason you go to work every day is because you get a check. Other than that, everything in your life you do sometimes. You do the gym sometimes. You eat right sometimes. You hold yourself. You started and stopped 5 businesses. You don't have the discipline to hold yourself to anything. That's why you get a coach, for us to hold you to it until that habit and the repetition kicks in and the results kick in enough for you to say, okay, I got it.
Exactly. And find a good person that, whether it's like me or Goldie. Me and Goldie, we used to hold each other accountable.
Yep.
I'd call Goldie.
Yep.
I'd be like, motherfucker,
Yep.
did you post today?
You did. No, you did. And one of my first viral videos was right after we got off a call. You remember that?
Yeah.
I remember. That's when I was still in Sacramento.
Yeah. I told Goldie, I was like, look, we're going to sit down. I was a social media coach at this point. I already had millions of followers online. And Goldie was just starting out. I'm like, look, we're going to sit down. We're gonna come up with a content plan. I was like, you're gonna wear this Versace robe. You're gonna wear all your chains.
You did say that. He did say that.
And then he got his first viral video and called me. He was like, bro, what
I want to say,
fuck?
I swear it was like 4 or 5 days later. It was crazy. But yeah, I mean, you need it. People out here trying to do it all on their own. It's like, I'm not saying it can't be done.
You are who you surround yourself with. It's so true.
I'm not saying you can't do it by yourself, but you just working the hard way doing it like that.
We already bumped our heads. You know what I'm saying? We're your helmet. We were the crash dummies. We're taking the guesswork out of it.
Not to mention, all of the things that I went this way and went this way, I can streamline the process. And I've done that for dudes in my program now. I say, well, it took me a long time to figure this out, that. You can do all of this right now.
Right now.
Not to mention, the network aspect of it, like with Kellen, all the people in his network that he knows that he's able to plug people into, man, that's really the biggest piece of it. It ain't really how great you are. It's how many people know you. It ain't the best product. It's the best known product. Somebody like Kellen who has infinite amount of connections and favors from people that he could plug you in here and plug you in here. As long as you're a good person, you can make those relationships flourish. I mean, I don't feel like anything's worth more than that.
Yeah, I say this from a very humble place, but I'm honestly one of the most connected people you'll ever meet. If I don't have that celebrity or influencer or business person's phone number in my phone, I'm one text or one phone call away from that person.
Yeah, and you're not just in, like, some people got it in music, they got it in this. Your reach is like through everything.
Yeah, my web is insane.
Yeah, so you guys better tap into one of our programs if you really want to get it. Because, I mean, this changed my life. I literally get up and do what I want, when I want, how I want, right? I'm teaching the things that I believe in. I've streamlined and put my ideology down on paper, and it's been helping men. My daily routine, my working out, you know, these things, I'm able to really just systematize my life and deliver that information to individuals and talk my shit online and get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like,
he's living in his purpose.
Anybody could do it. And it's something that you do better than I could do it. It's something that you can do that you could be saying the same thing I'm saying. It's some people who are going to feel it from you more than they feel it from me. They just don't know you yet.
Exactly. So until you start picking up one of these things right here and start talking to this motherfucker each and every single day and stay consistent, you're going to be stuck in the same vicious cycle of that stupid 9-to-5, especially if you're in a service-based business, whether you're a nail tech, coach, fucking barber, whatever it is, and you guys are just always complaining about not having clients.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone and make some fucking content.
I'm trying to listen. It makes me so upset when I see people working so hard, and I'm like, you're doing what you're doing well in business. If you just picked up the phone and made content around it,
show your process, show your life. Value-driven content in any of this. Educate people.
But that is why they need us. They need to hear this. They don't really know. They need to hear it. They need us to beat it into their head. They need us to ask, hey, man, did you get that content done? Send me the content that you did. They need that. It's a million people out here right now who would make millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, $10,000, $30,000 a month if they just hired us as a coach. We would change, and we held you accountable. We would guarantee change your life, and you would be thanking us for the next 10 years.
Let's host a mastermind for these people.
We should do it. We would do it. Listen, we would have so many if we really got some people on a schedule, really held them accountable, really kept putting it in their face, I guarantee you in 30 days, it was some people who go viral.
I damn near want to get a mansion, put 10 people in there. Look, I could change any woman's life and any man's life 100% guaranteed in 90 days. I bet I could make you $10,000 online in 90 days.
Easily.
And completely change your life, 360 your life in less than 90 days. I guarantee it. I know I could.
I'm gonna send. We gonna put something together, or I'm gonna send you his information. But
yeah, we need to figure that shit out.
You
got me fired up right now.
I'm trying to tell you. I mean, because we could do it.
How many lives have you changed?
Man, so many. I
could only imagine.
So many.
You change people's lives
that I don't even know. So the ones that I
just
actually
by watching their content,
hands-on coaching, it's ridiculous. And you know, it make me feel good because it's a lot of young dudes, 19, 20 years old, that I'm changing their entire life path.
Oh, man, if I had someone like me or you when I was 16, 17.
If I had somebody like me.
Fuck.
Hey, that's what you said, though. What's the purpose in life? Your purpose is to become the man you admire in every way, to give that person to the world. You know?
Facts.
You're going to get paid for that every time.
That's what we're doing every day. That's why we make content. That's why we are where we're at.
And I say it all the time, man. I'm doing God's work out here, man. Listen, people think they look at it, they this, that, and third. No. Me empowering men to love themselves and not be taken advantage of, and to be able to have the strength to realize what's really going on and to deal with people who like them, that changes lives. You know? Changes lives.
And it's that domino effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because we're operating at a flow state, because we're constantly working on ourselves, putting ourselves in the mind in that frequency. You know, we're electric beings. So when we're operating in flow state, we're responsible for everyone that we keep around us. So, you know, the universe is rewarding us because we're doing our job. We're creating our best selves, giving it back to the world.
Facts.
And we're creating that domino effect. So we're attracting everything that we've ever wanted into our lives. This is why we drive the Rolls Royces. This is why we got the bust down APs. That's why we got the big chains. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's real. Like we are literally putting out so much goodness, man. You can't, if you put out good, can't nothing come back but good.
No.
I'm changing so many lives in such a positive way. Like there's no way I can lose. I can't, just by law. The laws of the universe won't allow me to, you know? But you know, and it feels good to be able to do it too, you know? But yeah, y'all got to get on some coaching. Y'all got to get something. And then once you get to this altitude, you realize how easy it is. It's really just a mindset shift. It's really just a belief shift. But we're going to lend our belief to you. If you believe in us, then we're going to lend our belief to you. That's going to keep you going long enough until you see it yourself. Then you're going to believe it in yourself. Because that's really what's stopping most people. Why do you stop posting? Because you don't really believe it's going to work, right? But if we're here to tell you, no, I see it, it's going to work, you're going to keep going until you get that belief from the feedback once it starts working. They don't understand. They really don't. Video. They do not understand the power of coaching. To have somebody, because when I do coaching, I see it all the time. These people are not doing the work and they think they're doing the work. How many times are you not doing things, but you think you're doing them, and that's why it's not working? You need somebody with a bird's eye view in your life to say you're not doing it here, you're missing here. One thing will change most people's lives. There's one thing that's holding you at a glass ceiling. It might be that rotten tooth in the back of your mouth that everybody spelled that you don't know about. It might be the fact that you're overweight. And you're focusing on the money, but you need to change that aspect about your life because it's ruining your relationships, your confidence. Everything in your life is downhill because you're overweight. It could be you're always late to everything you go to and everybody notices it but you, and it's cutting off your relationships. It's things that you can't see that a coach can see and tell you in one fall swoop. Cut that out and your life is going to elevate, but you're not going to know that because you can't see the picture from inside the frame. But we going deep, man. We going back it up. We going to back it up. You got some questions over there?
How has social media changed the way we value loyalty and privacy in relationships?
Loyalty. I mean, social media makes people have more options. And, when you have more options, man, how does a woman talk to you when she ain't got nothing going on? She ain't got nobody after her. Versus how does she talk to you when it was 5 dudes that just pulled up to her yesterday who was talking about trying to take her to Dubai? It's just going to be a different effect. And, it is what it is. I'm glad there's more options out here because you might be able to find somebody that you would have never been able to find before if you were just in your city's radius. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think you just got to adjust with the times.
Do you feel like people feel like other people are disposable? Like, do you feel like people give up on relationships quicker now because they feel like, everyone is just like disposed, like, fuck it. All right, I'm just going to go through the next dude in my DM. Or
I would say yes, but most of these women realize pretty quickly that these dudes just want to have sex with me. It's not, they don't actually want to have a relationship. So it all depends on what the woman, values. But at the same time, too, if a woman is a value and she's dealing with a dude who's not really a value, her being online, she may be able to see other men that are actually of value that she wasn't able to see in her city. So, I mean, it works both ways for the man, too. So, I mean, I just feel like I see things from my perspective, and me having more women see me, hey, man, now I can finally catch the one that I really want. And I feel like people should be disposable of their situation. Hey, man, you're not treating me the way I want to be treated. You don't like me the way I feel like I deserve to be liked. You're not doing things I like. Then I should go find somebody who will do that. Now, I'm not going to hold on to this one until I find it like most people do. But I feel like everybody should be looking for the person who looks at them like that.
And I think everyone should have standards, too.
You got to.
And stand on them.
Yeah.
Draw hard lines in the sand.
Yeah.
Because that's real respect for yourself.
Yeah, listen, and when you have standards, I feel like it automatically makes you raise your level of work and working on yourself. Because if you ask, well, I mean, some people are just all the way delusional. But if you're asking for this quality, this type of person, I feel like subconsciously you have to be trying to raise your level to that level if you're not there. So as long as you don't have standards, then you don't have standards for yourself. If a woman gets around me and she's not in top tip shape, I don't even got to tell her. She's going to start wanting to go to the gym. She's going to start wanting, oh, what's the meal preps? What's my macros? So just in proximity. So when I want more, it makes me strive to become more. Jim Rohn said it. He was like, man, you got to have worthy goals. Why? It's not about what you get. It's what you become. But you have to want something so great because it's going to make you stretch and become more. So if you want a better woman or a certain thing, it's going to make you become more. So I think everybody should want a lot.
It all stems back to creating our best selves.
Man, that's the
giving
blueprint.
It back to the world.
I tell these dudes all the time when they come into my program, I tell them, like, this is the foundation. You want this, this, and this. But once you get this right, you're going to be so fulfilled in yourself and the way that you feel. You're going to attract that just because that's what you vibrate now. Getting yourself right is the most important thing.
And something I want to say too, don't go looking for your person. Start working on yourself, especially for all the single moms and single dads out there. Quit trying to find a quick fix and fix the things that really need to be fixed in here first. Work on those past traumas, work on your body, work on your health, work on your mental health, your spirituality, your business, Make sure you're right before you go looking to bring someone else into your life. Because if you're not right, you feel me? It's going to be a tragedy.
Man, listen, I say that all the time. Everybody is looking for somebody so they can mask the thought of all the things wrong with them and sitting by themselves. Most people couldn't sit by themselves in a room for 30 minutes with nothing. They would go crazy. They would start itching and scratching like a dope fiend because of all of the deep-rooted thoughts, all the subconscious thoughts, all the things you're not doing, all the things that you know are wrong with you that you're not working on, right? So people want, just like they alcohol, sex, all of these things that people go to escape from, the number one escape is your partner, right? Yep. This person brings me comfort. This person is no good for me. Nope. But their comfort that I could be with them rather than being by myself. When you can learn to be by yourself, it is the biggest life hack. It is the biggest strength you can have. I love to be by myself. I can happily be by myself. And because I happily be by myself, I've never not had multiple women. Because I'm so fulfilled within myself, women always want to be around me. Because when you're not trying to always be, it's something when you're just content with yourself that people feel, because most people aren't. And most people need to get to that point, like you said, when you work on yourself, when you do the work. They say, okay, what should I do? What woman should I try to get at? Fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with the man in the mirror, the things you're doing, the progress you're making, the books you're reading, the meditation that you're doing. When you fall in love with yourself, everybody else gonna fall in love with you. And then you don't need nobody because you love yourself that much.
Yeah, and one of the first things that you should do is cut the vices. Quit the shitty food.
Facts. You have
quit
to.
drinking. Quit smoking weed all the time. And just, quit the negative self-talk and just get away from people that are just like negative. So when you get rid of all the vices, that's when you're really gonna start feeling everything. And that's okay, because you have to feel these things to be able to elevate. And once you get a clear mind, you start navigating through life and start fixing the things that need to be fixed. And that's what I did. For example, when I broke up with my baby mother, I was outside, insane. Within the first 2 weeks, I hadn't drank for 2 years prior. But the moment I broke up with my baby mother, I was outside, I was drinking, I was fucking hella girls. I was smoking weed again. I was doing drugs. I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing. I did that for 8 months. And then when I was sitting in a nightclub one night, it was this place called 1111. What a great number to be there. I just had spent like $3,000 on bottle service. They're bringing the bottles out, and I'm smoking this blunt, and I'm looking around in there, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here? What are all these people doing in here? And I was real sad. And I was just looking around, and I was just like, I'm just escaping a reality, and I'm running from my fucking problems. And I'm getting fucked up just to not feel life. And I looked up and I looked at God, and I'm like, there's no gratitude in what I'm doing. So I got 1212 tattooed on my knuckles right here. And this is the day that I quit drinking. So I haven't drank in almost about 2 years now. I don't smoke weed. I don't see any gratitude in that. There's no gratitude for life when you're trying to escape the life God gave you.
Man.
So you got to go deep. You got to be able to sit with your fucking self. And that's when he says you got to learn to love yourself and just be able to be alone for a little bit.
Yeah.
And quit looking for all this out. Get off your phone, meditate, go to the gym, and just learn to love yourself. And when you do that, it took me a long time to learn to love myself, because I've always been looking for outside validation because I didn't get it from my dad. My mom was an alcoholic. Cheers to her. She's 10 years sober now. We've got a great relationship with her. I finally got a great relationship with my dad. But you got to sit with your traumas, and you got to understand them. And sometimes, a coach is able to help you do that. Sometimes a therapist is help you able to do that. But you got to quit running from everything, and you got to hit life head on to be able to get to that point, to be able to feel comfortable and start to be able to love yourself.
Man, that's 100%. That's one of the first things we talk about in my coaching. We got to cut the vices. Otherwise, it's going to be 3 steps forward, 2 steps back.
Every time.
Because that vice is a step back. It's like, where would you be in life if you never took a back step? If you never skipped the gym, if you never got hungover and felt bad and didn't do your work that day, if you didn't get into that car crash because you was drinking, if you didn't have that cheat meal, what would your life look like if you stopped taking back steps? We would progress very fast. Life could change very quickly. It's
90 days locked in.
It's just we're all taking back steps all the time.
Constantly.
But when you start to monitor it and make it intentional about not taking back steps, life changes really fast.
My favorite thing that you say all the time is it's not about what you do. It's about what you don't do.
And that's a fact.
Elaborate on that, please.
Man, it's not about what you do. It's about what you don't do. Like I just said, if I'm not taking all these back steps, then every step that I take counts. But if I'm taking all these steps, then I'm forgetting about all the people say, okay, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And they forget about all the things they're doing wrong to undo all of that progress. So when it's like, it's not about what I do, it's what I don't do. If I'm not taking back steps, I'm going to naturally surpass most people who are taking back steps every day. They go fuck off their time. They scroll on Instagram. They go party. They do the drugs. They do the alcohol. They sleep in. If I'm not doing these things, then I'm just going to naturally progress.
It's a removal process.
Man, I swear to God, people don't really get that part. You will naturally rise to baseline when you just remove all those things. And what you're saying, you have to cut the vices because the number one way to be successful is clarity. With the vices, you have no clarity. You can't get anywhere that you want to be without clarity. And that's why you're procrastinating, because you don't have clarity on what you want or what you should be doing right now because you're not clear. So cutting the vices, getting a proper diet, just getting that clarity back. When I stopped smoking weed and got that clarity back, life instantly went up.
Same with me.
You have to have clarity if you want to be successful.
I was out drinking and chasing pussy like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And just imagine that. All the time, all the money that I spent drinking, and then all the time that I put into chasing women that did not serve me. I'm exchanging energy with these people, these random people that I have no clue who they are. I'm taking on all that negative energy. Yeah. They're out there drinking too. Everyone's just lost. It's just big bumblefuck of low frequency. When you're in the club, you don't feel good in there.
Yeah, man. You know, and then I started to realize this too. I was like, I'll go to the club. I feel like I got to drink when I'm here. Then I just realized, oh, it's because I don't want to be here. So why am I forcing myself to be somewhere that I don't want to be?
Exactly. I love that. That's so good. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, that's the reason I have to change my emotions with this drink is because if I was here sober, I don't want to be here. So why do I keep going somewhere that I don't want to be? You know, so I mean, but man, you know, the power in being okay with being alone and those that feeling you get when you alone and it just don't feel all the way right. If you can sit in that until it starts to feel right, that will be literally a superpower. I tell my son sometimes, give me your phone, give me this, give me this. Well, what am I supposed to do? Just go sit and think. Normalize being able to be by yourself and be okay with it. And we would not do a whole bunch of fuck shit because we're always trying to escape and do this. We're fucking with that bro we shouldn't be fucking with because I just didn't want to be alone. I'm doing this thing. All of these things is to escape being by yourself. So if you could learn to be able to be okay with being by yourself, it would stop a lot of bullshit.
I want to say something to the parents too. Just, you know, you got kids, man, get that iPad away from them. Quit shoving them in front of the TV. You know, it's something very sad that I see that these parents do. Every time I go to a restaurant, they just throw their phone in front of their kid's face or throw the iPad in front of their face. Every time they're driving, they throw an iPad in front of their face. And it's not, you're doing your children a huge disservice because they're never going to not able to be alone. And their attention span is going to be so fucked because you're just throwing a vice in front of them because you're a lazy parent.
Yeah.
And you don't want to just be present with your kids.
Yeah, it's over with.
Don't be lazy.
The new currency is going to be focused. Those who will rule the world are the ones who can focus, and everybody else who can is going to be controlled. And most people have no focus anymore. That's why meditation, reading is also a form of meditation because it forces you to focus for a long period of time, and working out. These things will help bring back some of that focus, some of that concentration, some of that attention span that we losing. And you're never going to be able to be successful in life if you can't sit down and work on something for a set amount of hours without stopping so you can get in the flow state. Most people can't sit down for 10 minutes without grabbing their phone, and their phone is back in their hand and they don't even realize it. So it's really important. One of my favorite books, The Power of Concentration. Right. It just talks about how you need to discipline yourself to concentrate and do exercises daily to force your brain to concentrate, because concentration is behind anything you want in life, whether it's manifestation of this goal, this goal, this goal. You have to learn to sit down and concentrate on something for a long period of time.
Yeah. And look, if you're out here looking for a partner, ask them what their favorite book is.
Oh, man. Listen, I give women books. I give women books.
I do the same thing. And they're like, no man has ever done that. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Because they never gave a fuck.
Yeah. And on the one hand, it is some game because you're doing something different for a woman. I actually genuinely give women books because I'm reading things. I understand that books change my life. Books literally changed the human being that I am. You wouldn't even recognize who I was before I went to jail and started reading. Books literally changed my life. So I understand the power of a book. So I understand I could change this woman's life by giving one idea, one way of thinking can literally change somebody's life. So I give it to them, not to, because she's going to say, oh, this is the first. No, it's because I'm trying to help her elevate to my level. Because once you start elevating, you can't stand to be around people who aren't elevated. So
law
for
of exposure.
So for us to even continue this, you have to at least elevate somewhat.
Somewhat. So I want to ask you, I'm going to tell you what book that I give women every time. I bought this book for probably over 500 people, not exaggerating.
Yeah.
I give this book out like water.
Yeah.
It's called Secrets of a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eckert. What's your book?
Mine is As a Man Thinketh.
As a Man Thinketh.
Or Think and Grow Rich. But As a Man Thinketh, it's like, because it's a little pamphlet book. A lot of people don't read, so I don't want to overwhelm them. As a Man Thinketh, to me, is one of the most simple books of wisdom. And As a Man Thinketh, The Power of Concentration, and Think and Grow Rich. That's like my top 3 that I'm gonna give to somebody.
The book that I give, it's a very easy read.
Yeah.
It's super simple.
I read it years ago. I have the book. I read it years ago.
Yeah, it's a great book. I've read that book I don't know how many times.
Do you get what's the feedback you get when you give a woman a book?
They cry.
Yeah.
They call me crying.
Yeah.
Like with this book, I've probably had like 30 women call me crying.
We giving these dudes some good game right now. You give a woman a book, it's gonna be something different. It's gonna be something special.
Yeah, because no man has ever done that for her. Quit giving her flowers. Quit buying her fucking. I don't know what the fuck you guys buy these girls.
And don't even worry if she reads it or not. A lot of times in my life, I've had books that I wasn't reading, but in that time in my life when I was going through something and I was rock bottom, let me pick up this book, and it was right on time. So don't worry if she read it. It's the gesture that counts, and the fact she has it when she does need it, she might pick it up.
Exactly, and something really cool to do too is read it with her. You know, you guys just read. You guys go home, separate places, read a couple chapters, and then you guys talk about it. And you know, if you're at a better spot than her, you know, elaborate on what she's reading and help her understand it. If you give a woman some game, you got her for life.
It's over. That's why, like in the game, it's not the most handsome man or the man with the most money that got the most women. It's the man who got the most game, because that's something you can't buy. We talking about what's priceless. Priceless is something you can't buy. You can buy looks, or looks fade. So it's not priceless. Money comes and goes. Anybody can get some money, but game you can't get but through blood, sweat, tears, and earning the game through wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So that's valuable, and women inherently know that. Everybody inherently knows it. Everybody wants to be around that person who's knowledgeable, who got some wisdom, who got some game in whatever area. We intrinsically know that game and information is the most valuable thing. So you become more valuable, and you could always give your woman game. Man, I love nothing more than when my woman will sit and we'll be sitting out on a balcony or something like that, and she'll read a passage of a book to me. What you think about that? And I could give her my game on what I think. I love nothing more than that. That's my type of woman.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's my type of woman.
That's sexy.
Yeah.
That is that's sexy to me.
You know what I'm saying? But
that's attractive.
We're different level thinkers around here, you know. So you get yourself right, man. Get yourself right.
You think that's enough game for him today?
Yeah. Let me see. Let's wrap it up with a couple good questions.
Let's do it.
Let me see what I got for you. What do you believe a high caliber woman brings to a man who already has money, status, and options?
Peace of mind.
How does she do that?
This is a great question, and you know, I don't think there's any wrong answer. I think it's all situational. But for me, like, you know, I really think peace of mind. Someone that's gonna make our house a home, and not just be trying to fuck with me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like
100%.
You really are just here to support me, hold the kids down, and just like, let's just experience life and have fun and not just be worried about things that are irrelevant. Like, you know, we got the money, we got this, and now it's really just time to experience life. And
man, I love that, because I feel the same way. What a woman could bring to me, it's all energetically. Are you bringing that love and energy? Are you bringing that support? Are you overlooking problems? Right? Are you overlooking problems? Or are you trying to find problems? I need a woman who's going to see an issue and get over it herself and not even bring it to me, because she understands she wants to keep the peace. And she understands that little tiny issue It's nothing. I can go through the turmoil in myself, then come to him with the right energy because that's what he needs right now. That's the type of woman I want. I need a woman to come into my space, support me, love me, want to see me win, pour into me so I can pour into her, and be looking for solutions, not problems. It's really that simple.
Yeah, for me,
real quick,
yeah.
A lot of these women are so dysfunctional. Everything can be perfect, and they will try to find a problem when there is not one because they are the problem. Some subconscious childhood trauma that makes them like this that you can't change. No matter how good things are, some women are going to find a problem or make one, and you should get away from those women as fast as possible.
As fast as possible. And that's why I think it's super important. You know, I don't think I think people should go to couples therapy real early on in the relationship.
Yeah.
If you want to take this serious and you see this person as your person and you want to get married, go early, unpack these traumas, work through them together. Communication is key. But also for me, like, I want my woman to just, I didn't get like a lot of attention as a child. So I want to feel wanted. I want my woman to make me feel love and just like come love on me. Make me feel like a fucking man.
If my woman, when she's in the house with me, ain't regularly rubbing on me, ain't regularly trying to get up close to me, ain't every time she get close to me, she
grab my fucking dick.
My women are almost annoying because they're always trying to touch on me. If it ain't like that, I don't want you. If I got to tell you to come rub on me, if I got to tell you to come kiss on me, I'm not going to do that. My woman better be always trying to kiss on me to the point where it's annoying, or that ain't my woman. I feel the same way. I want to feel wanted. I want to feel loved. And if you don't make me feel like that, I'm going to subconsciously start thinking I'm less. So I'll go get the bitch who want to be on me because there's plenty of them out here. Yeah, and I feel like if it's not like that, then you shouldn't be with that person. No, but I'll say this though too. A lot of women have certain issues and traumas and insecurities and things of that nature, right? And so you talking about going to therapy to try to unpack these things. The thing about that is, man, this woman has been like this for 20, 25, 30 plus years. If you think you're going to change her subconscious traumas, you know, that she's been building for 30 years in a year or two, you're fooling yourself. And then even if she could get to the root of her issues, she has to really want to change them herself. Not because you want to change them. She has to actually believe herself because it's going to take a lot of work for her to undo those things. So your best bet is throw the bitch away and get another one who doesn't have those traumas. And look at these traumas in people who always have a problem, people who every once a week, here's her episode, or people like this. That is a pattern that you're not going to change because you didn't create it. Only she could change it, and she's fine with it. Your best bet is to find individuals who don't have trauma. The type of women that I like regular square women who came up in a regular square family without a bunch of drama. My daddy wasn't here. I got raped. I don't like dealing with women like that. I've dealt with women like that for decades. I know that you cannot undo these psychological problems that they have, and they're going to ruin your life. So I want the nice, homely, regular girl with a regular family who has no traumas and no subconscious under things that are going to undermine this relationship. I would suggest you all find women like that instead of trying to fix fucked up women.
I agree 1,000. I agree 1,000. I'm sitting here like, damn. I done tried to fix them all.
Oh, man, me too. And it never worked.
Never worked.
It worked for a time until I stopped and then went back to what it was. So I realized, man, you don't find ducks and teach them to fly. You find eagles and teach them formation. That's another episode of Don't Hate the Player, Learn the Game with Kelly, man. A whole lot of game. Man, we went deep. See, that's why I'm glad you came by because, you know, it just give it a different dynamic because we went so deep on so many topics. You know, we believe in a lot of those same characteristics of the building yourself into the right man. And I really love that message the most. That's really the crux of everything because all the game that you spitting, it all come back to self-love, which make you stand on the things that you're saying. So all of the self-work and the self-love and the being yourself, glad you came by. You know, we're going to have to do this on a regular, though.
I appreciate you. Right. Oh, I'm coming back all the time.
For sure. And that was another episode of Don't Hate the Player.
Learn the Game.
We out.
We out. Peace.